Thanks for coming, everyone. Sorry, boys, I know I'm too much limelight for my liking and probably yours in the last little while, but obviously I've told all my teammates earlier today that I'm calling time on my career, and so I just wanted to start with the many thank yous that I have. There's no way I can get to everyone, but there's a few particular thank yous that I'd like to make, because it's been a hell of a ride, a long journey that goes back over 20 years to when I first started playing this game. So shout out to my local club, Dedarang Mount Beauty Football Club, where it all started for me, and just a kid loving the game. And then through the ranks of the Bushrangers and TAC Cup, thank you to the St Kilda Football Club for giving me my first opportunity at playing this game, and met some amazing people through my time there. And then thank you to the Hawthorn Football Club for what has been an unbelievable last 9 years. I feel so humbled to have been a part of this amazing club, and incredibly privileged to have been able to lead it onto the field as the captain for the last 2 years. It's just an honour that is really hard to put words to. I'm so glad that I've been able to call this club my home and my family for the last 9 years. To all the staff and in particular volunteers at this club. I can see lots of staff up the back here, but the volunteers who come along to games and help us out at training and those sorts of things. There's just been so many magnificent people that I've met at this footy club. So thank you to you. Thank you to our supporters and in particular paid up members. I've just always really felt the love from you guys, and especially in recent times as I've come back from a significant injury and had an amazing milestone on the weekend. I've really felt the love, so thank you to all our fans. To all my coaches that I've had over my whole career, there's been far too many to name. I'll give one special shout out to me good mate Monkey, Damien Monkhorst. He's been the one that's been right through my Hawthorn journey. He was here when I got here, and still he's not here today, unfortunately, but he's been a pillar for me and a really good mate as well. So thanks, Monkey, and to all my coaches. But like I said, there's so many. To the medical and fitness staff that have kept me going as long as you have, thank you very much. Obviously, a significant injury this year was a real challenge to get back, but I'll just give two shout outs to the guys who have been here for my whole journey, to Andrew Bart Lambart, our amazing physio, and to Luke Boyd, who's been our head of conditioning. You guys have been with me right through the journey. Forgive me if there's anyone else. No disrespect to all the other guys who are part of those teams, but there's some really special individuals that I'm thankful for my time with. To all my teammates. There's been a lot of you guys over the journey too, but I've really had so much fun this year with this group that's sitting in front of me here now, and like I said, it's been such a privilege to captain you guys, so thank you so much for that honour. And I'm going to miss you all terribly, but I'm only ever a phone call away. If I can ever help you, any of you in any way, it'd be my absolute pleasure. Quick thank you to my manager, Adam Ramanauskas at TLA, for his support during the journey, especially the role he played in getting me here to Hawthorn. It's just been magnificent. Thanks to Kate Villy and the team at ASICS for looking after me for 15 years. That's been awesome. Really appreciate that. And then finally to my family, who I spoke about at length on the weekend after my milestone. I don't think anyone, unless you've actually been fully entrenched in the AFL system, you can't appreciate just how much goes into it and how much you give up, but especially how much families have to give up and sacrifice for us. So I'm immensely grateful to all my family, my parents and my siblings, and in particular in recent years my beautiful wife Nikki and my kids Angus, Moira and Clancy, and little number 4 on the way in October. So thank you to everyone, and thanks for giving up your time today to say farewell to me, and happy to answer any questions.
Was there a moment where the decision was crystallised in your mind to pull the pin?
No, I don't think was one moment. There's probably been a series of moments. I mean, one particular one that really hit me was a few weeks ago. We're at Ray Gunston's funeral at the MCG, and I'd only been in that room the night before doing a club function, and we'd had both our senior coaches in jest making comments about the hatred they have for Essendon Football Club, and I was sitting there at Ray's funeral. Such a magnificent man he was, and he had the Hawthorn and the Essendon scarves draped over his coffin, and it just sort of struck me. It's like I don't know that I have that drive anymore. That sort of, it's a strong word to use, but that hatred for the opposition that really drives you when you really want to compete and win. And so it's not like my body's completely given out of me. It's always been slow. It's getting slower, but it hasn't actually broken down. But I think physically, mentally, emotionally, the petrol tank's just empty. And so that was one moment where I really looked out the window and reflected and thought, I think I'm very close to making that decision. But there was a number of those moments on the way through. Yeah, so grateful. I mean, I've spoken about it recently that I did have to consider that maybe I wouldn't be able to play again, but that was never really an option for me if there was anything I could do about it. So we worked really hard and did a great rehab program with all the team here, and yeah, I'm really proud of the way I've been able to get back, and so pleased to be able to pull on the brown and gold jumper a few more times and sing the song again, and with a little bit of luck, maybe we can do that 2 more times.
Was this the most challenging season of your career, do you think, given the injury troubles you've had?
No, I don't think so, because I think they've been out for such a significant period of time. It's challenging in a different way, but you're not dealing with the rigours of AFL footy and backing up week to week. Probably last year might have been the most challenging year, first year as captain, and played every game. And we obviously had going into a coach handover, there were some challenging times there. So that was probably the hardest, of just finding the mental and physical energy to back up. So I feel like this year, having such a significant period of time out of the game, has maybe smoothed over some cracks that would have otherwise appeared as far as performance and the ability to get my body to back up week to week. So I've felt pretty good in recent weeks, but it's not often that you feel this good going to the end of the end of a season.
Fondest memory when you look back over your time at both clubs?
Oh, yeah, far too many to try and pinpoint. Like I feel so blessed. From my first game at St Kilda to and a couple of significant milestone games we had there. Other guys' milestones to my first chance to play for Hawthorn. Unbelievably lucky to play in 2 premierships in my first 2 years here. Look at milestone games are always special. Like the weekend just gone was an absolute fairy tale as far as getting a win and getting to enjoy that with my family and my kids. And go back to last year, probably my first game as captain against Essendon when we came from a long way down and won by a point. That was a really special, emotional win. So there's a few, but like I said, I've just been so lucky. There's a lot of great memories over the last 15 years.
I think you talked about your son being in school. Are you moving out of Melbourne next year, or what's happening there?
Yeah, so as most in this room know, I've got a farm, and I'm very, very passionate about just living in the bush. It's been a really challenging 15 years being in Melbourne. That's been, especially early days, that was really, really hard. I've got better at managing it as I've gone along, but so we've got a farm which needs me to be there. It's been a real challenge to run that while not being there. So I spoke the other day to these guys about how indebted I am to my sister and her husband for managing that. So when time allows over the next couple of months, we'll make the transition back to the bush.
How many hours have you been spending there a week over the last, say, 12 months?
Well, none really, other than that occasionally, like last week, I asked the coach for a day off to get up there and run my eye over things. But no, especially being captain of a footy club, I've been all in and doing everything I can. So you hear all the time, it's been too far to go. I've just had one day off or whatever. So I've been here full time and fully invested in what we've been doing here.
When you look back on it all, how grateful will you be to say you captain Hawthorn Footy Club when at the time the club could easily have gone with a younger option when it was sort of transitioning to the next phase of its next frontier to try and chase the next flag?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to come up with words that suitably describe just how big a privilege it's been to captain this club and to lead this group out like that. That feeling of walking up the race first, it's really special, and it's not why you do it, but that's sort of the rewarding part for all the work you put in. And so, like I said before, I'm so grateful to these guys in front of me and to this footy club for giving me that privilege.
Is there anyone in the room that you'd like to hand the baton over to?
That's not really for me to say now, and that's something that will probably be decided in maybe 6 months' time. And we say a week's a long time in football. Well, in 6 months' time, there'll be a lot of things that are different within these four walls. So, that'll be for someone else to work out exactly who's the best person for that job.
How would you like to be remembered as a footballer?
Well, I suppose that's not up to me either. I've done my part. I've only got two more games where I can influence that, I suppose. But I think we all just want to be remembered as a good teammate. And I'll probably struggle with that early days as far as just being a reliable performer. But I'd like to think I've been pretty consistent over the back part of my career. And for me, I'm very strong at being a team sport. There's no ego involved, and I've tried to play my football like that. So, hopefully that's how people remember me. But you'd have to ask these guys.